to another Lawn Fawn video. Today we're introducing our new set, Home for the Holidays, which is so cute. I just love that little car so much. And we're also introducing our new border die, Little Town Border. So here is the car from Home for the Holidays. We also have presents in this set, and we have a little steam coming out of the back of the car in little heart shapes. There's a tree and a solid heart too. And then we have the great season's greeting sentiment and also a little exclamation point to add to the end of that phrase. Now here is the Little Town border, and I love that it perfectly lines up with our previous stitched hillside border, and you can see when it's cut out how cute those little houses are. I'm using my Copic markers to color in this card red for the holidays, but one of the things that I love about this set is that it could totally be used year-round. So those presents could be colored like birthday presents. Of course, the tree on top of the car makes it a holiday set, and I think it'd be really cute even for Valentine's Day with that little heart smoke coming off of it. So here I'm using my R39 to add some extra shadow and depth to my reds. It's one of my favorite things to do with reds. And then I'm going to work on the tires and then the windows. I think the windows would be really fun to color in blue, but this time I chose a gray. This is what Audrey from our design team did, and I thought it was a really, really cool look. Next, I'm going to be coloring in the presents in some fun kind of pinks and reds and greens, just kind of mixing up the colors a little bit just to add some nice brightness to them. Then next up, I'm going to add a little white pen detail to the presents just to give them some extra pizzazz. Now I've decided to color in the windows a little bit darker just because I thought that would be a cool look. So I'm just adding a little extra shading, and now I have one car with lighter windows and one with dark, and I think both look really great. And then I'm going to add some more white pen details to the car just to give it a little extra something. Here are the coordinating dies that you can bend apart at the tabs or separate with your wire snips. I'm going to line them up with my colored and stamped image here, hold it in place with some post-it note tape, run it through my die cut machine, and have perfectly cut out images. Now here you can see how cute these images are, and then this is one of my favorite things, is how you can put the things on the top of the car. So the tree on top of the car is so cute, and I love the presents too. I just think it's the sweetest thing. So now I'm going to be making a card that was inspired by a card by Audrey, and all my coloring was inspired by her too. And I've taken out some perfectly plaid Christmas paper, some storm cloud cardstock, and some white cardstock that I've cut with a dotted rectangle. Next here I have these stitched mountain borders, and I'm going to cut those storm cloud mountains there out and then add some white tops to them. And I just love that look. The snowy look is just so cool. Once I'm done adding those snow caps, I'm just going to trim the sides so that everything lines up nicely. And then I can start working on my little town border. So I'm going to cut it from some white cardstock that's also been cut with that dotted rectangle so it has a nice dotted edge all the way around. And then I'm just going to trim off the houses on the side that didn't cut completely just to give it a nice clean look. Now I want to make it look like there's glowing windows inside these trees. So I'm taking my Y32 marker and just scribbling it across some white cardstock. And I'm just going to cut thin little strips that I can layer behind the houses to give that glowing window look. So you'll see there I'm just going to trim off a bunch of little pieces once I find the right size, add some liquid glue to the back of my houses, and then layer those pieces that have been colored with the Copic marker right behind there. And I love this look. It's so cool. It really does make it look like a glowing window. So I'm going to keep adding all of these different little strips, just putting glue around the houses and laying those strips behind. Now that all of my windows are done, I can go ahead and add the presents to the top of the car and then work on making this card a slider card. So I have my slide on over die, which the curve matches the curve of the little town border. I'm going to hold that in place with some tape, run it through my die cut machine, and now I have a track ready to go. I'm going to lay my mountains on top of some of this perfectly plaid Christmas paper. I love that plaid being the sky. And now here I have some white cardstock behind my little town border. I just made some pencil lines, trimmed behind the pencil lines, and now I have a custom piece to fit right behind my little town border. And you'll see how that's going to work in a second. Now here I have some tripled up foam that I'm laying around in a rectangle all around that penny. I don't want the foam to be in the way of the movement of my penny, but I want there to be enough foam to support the whole back. Then I can add my penny there and another piece of tripled up foam to that penny. I'm using my EK Success powder tool here to run it all around the edges of the foam to remove any stickiness so that this slider card works really, really well. So I'm just running that through really well, and I'm going to run it through the track also because it makes the track move really fast. Now that I've removed all that liner tape, I can put my penny behind the track, and then now I can put that base that we kind of custom cut to fit right on there, and that's going to make it look like there's the white snow behind the penny. Now I've removed the liner tape on the penny, and I'm going to add the car on there, and now the slider mechanism is complete, and it's so cute with that car moving back and forth. Next, I'm going to trim down some chili pepper cardstock to have a 1/8 inch border around my scene to match the car. And then I'm going to use my Little Town border and die cut it from white cardstock once again. And that's because I want to give these houses some color. So I'm using my Copic markers to color in these different houses, and then I'm going to trim them off so that I can layer it onto my scene. And you'll see how cool that's going to look. So I went ahead and just used a bunch of different fun and happy colors to color these houses. And I love the idea of this kind of rainbow colored village in the background of this car. And then I'm just going to use some tape runner on all of those little pieces and just adhere them right down onto the card to give it a nice, happy, and bold look. So I started putting my whole card together, and I thought there was too much space between the top of the town and the top of the mountains. It just wasn't looking quite right. So I decided to take the whole thing apart and just trim off 1/2 inch off the bottom of the whole scene. So I'm just going to trim off that portion right at the end, and then I'll be able to lay my slider mechanism right on top. So that's one thing I like about using tape runner is you can kind of take things apart if you change your mind. So right there, I now can layer the shaker mechanism, and then I trim down my red cardstock also to fit. And now I'm going to create a card base that's 5 1/4 by 3 1/2, which I think is a really cool size. It's kind of fun and custom. I'll lay that chili pepper cardstock right on top, add some tape runner, and then I can put my whole card together again, and now it's looking much better, and I think it's just a really cool scene. I love how squatty it is. I think it really matches the car. Now I'm going to stamp my greeting on the inside in some lobster ink, and now my card is done, and this little slider is so much fun. I just love that car running through the snow in that cute little colorful town. It's just so happy and fun. Now next, I thought it would be fun to show you some of the cards that the design team have made because they are really, really awesome. So first up, we have Audrey's card that inspired my card. I just love the cute scene with the snowflakes falling down. Then we have this awesome shaker card with the Aeneas. She combined it with Ready, Set, Snow, which is so cool. And then this card by Lizzie is gorgeous. I love that blue sky. Nicole created a really awesome scene with some vellum. I just love how she uses vellum that way. And then this card is so fun from Letitia. I love how she colored in the houses. Shari made this really cool spinner card. The cards spin all the way around in a circle. Kristen's card is so cute. That little shaker with all of the lights floating around is adorable. Elena was so clever with her custom sentiment. And then Elise's purple sky is absolutely gorgeous. And then last but not least, we have Lynette's awesome scene. I just love the little hearts and the presents kind of falling off the car. So thank you guys so much for watching today, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!